I agree with you. I said that is a subculture. That is and for lack of a better word, a kind of low income ghetto subculture. That's what and excuse me for not having a better word to say instead of ghetto. I don't really like to say that, because I think that's a part of poverty, lack of education, a lack of resources, a lack of access to resources. It may be learned programs from maybe from great grandma, grandma, great grandma, grandma, all of that. I feel that is maybe just a subculture of people in a certain area dealing with a lack of resources and all of the trauma that encompass that lifestyle. And I'm not saying that because there are people who kind of pull themselves out of that particular curse, and seek a better lifestyle. That's why I said that's learned behavior is a subculture. I don't feel that it's every woman or every woman you would see. I think it's a particular type of people in a type of area in a type of circumstance.
So basically, you're saying that do you understand that you just kind of make these big, vague kind of arguments so that you can't drill down any actual facts?
I think that is a fact.
Do you realize that you're doing that?
That is a fact. This is a fact that you have people in a particular low income area. These particular people may have more than the normal. I would say they have a lot of kids. They don't have access to a lot of resources. It's this particular lifestyle, particular habit, particular consumption of food. It's a particular lifestyle. So, and I think you kind of know. I don't want to just.
Rich, go ahead.
Yeah, it's not a subculture.
You don't think it's a subculture? I think it's a lifestyle. You think it's a lifestyle? I don't think that majority of the Black people are living that particular culture.
Even for the ones who don't grow up in that culture, and I'm telling you as someone who is a product of that, even for the ones who don't come from it, it still influences them to act in a particular way. And what I would say is even if you look at the poverty rates, I don't know those right off the top of my head. I can't rattle them off to you, but what I can tell you is that it is not a subculture. If it were a subculture, our marriage rates would be higher. If it were a subculture, our crime rates would be lower. If it were a subculture, our men would operate different and our women would operate different. It would operate like other cultures where a destructive attitude or a destructive lifestyle would be the outlier. I would submit like the Asian culture. I would submit like Middle Eastern cultures where it's not the norm. Give me their Chicago, give me their Dallas, like where I'm from, give me their Louisville, Kentucky, where crime is off. Give me their St. Louis. So it's not the subculture.
Maybe a subculture because I don't surround myself.
You're saying is
I didn't grow up like that. I don't surround myself with people like that. So I call it a subculture. So what you're saying is,
real quick, so you're calling something that you think is something a subculture, ignoring the actual facts. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not ignoring the facts. The facts. I'm not ignoring the facts. Let's see. I could pull up.
Oh, you're looking at it right now. 75% of Black women are single mothers right here. Single parent families by race and ethnicity. this is y'all are having hella kids without men.
You know what?
I don't know why
you
look like here's what you're trying to you're like punching at the air right now. And the thing of it is that you're punching at the air. And see, the thing of it is that you can't have a legitimate conversation about this unless you really kind of you have to be okay with the facts. You're like, look, there's a bunch of single mothers out here.
You have to look at several studies.
It's not studies. There's statistics about how many children are being born without a father. Like, there's not, like, every time you go to a hospital, there's a woman that has a child, and if there's not a marriage attached to it, then they mark unmarried. That's not a study where they're like, oh, we can kind of figure out how many people have. They know 75% of Black women have kids without any freaking parent. And the thing of it is that the idea that you're still sitting here trying to argue it is like, again, it proves my point, this is exactly why. So like, once again. So when I say I don't deal with an argumentative woman. Someone that argues for just even though the facts are smacking you right in the face. This is exactly what I mean. And we can't get beyond this conversation unless you really kind of take responsibility. Not you, any woman that gets pregnant is pregnant because she wanted to be.
So there's no accountability for the man that gets this woman pregnant.
No, you can't. No woman gets pregnant. No woman gets pregnant. No woman. Hold on, I'm very firm about this. No woman gets pregnant.
Have to take responsibility for their lives, no matter what it is.
We both know that
if you have consensual sex with someone, there's an outcome. There's a probability that you are going to make another person. So it's us as responsibility as adults to be accountable for our actions, no matter what that is. So if women don't want children or don't want to be a family, then we shouldn't engage in those particular activities, no matter what. And when you plan to date on intentions. Since we know that the community is in a very bad place, then we should date with intentions. And if the community, the people, and hey, if you don't want children, we have to be more responsible with the activities that we do. And I feel that it's both our responsibilities as adults.
So if it's both of our responsibilities, why haven't you called out the women that mate with these guys? It's been all on the men, like the men that have children.
I just said that it was the man and the woman's responsibility. If we don't want to build families, then we need to take a responsibility for our bodies and not have children. And if we want to build families, then we need to date with intentions. And that goes for both men and women. It shouldn't be, I feel this kind of way, and I'm going to do this. I know I don't like her. I know I don't like him, but, I'm just feeling fuzzy. So I'm just going to, do this for now. I think we should just be more responsible.
But it's hard to get past the dating phase because this is a prime example. The minute someone starts to make a point that you disagree with, you immediately interrupt and start rambling on.
No, I didn't. I've been quiet for a while.
Prime example, just
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You got it. Go.
No, I don't know if you just want to be combative. I don't. I'm just saying. So do you feel that it's a good idea that both of us be responsible, that men take accountability for their bodies and women take accountability for their bodies as well, their actions?
You're going to lose this argument right here, but go ahead, Wrench, go ahead.
Men have always had to take responsibility for not just the type of relationships they have, but we are held to a different standard. The world judges men harshly, which is why you see brothers sleeping underneath bridges and everything else. There are no safety nets for a man. There are no safety nets. So men are definitely held accountable for the things that they do. And if they attempt to not be responsible, then there's a system in place to make sure that they take responsibility.